Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are
Better late than never, and good evening, everybody. Welcome inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where tonight the second team will know their destination as far as Sunday's Midwest Regional Championship date goes. Detroit City FC playing host to Minneapolis City SC. My name is Neil Rule, my broadcast partner John Krieger. Happy to have you with us wherever you're watching City around the world. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for Minneapolis City SC, a team that got in here with a 2-1 win over Med City on Tuesday. And John Krieger, as you look at the starting 11, number 14, Nick Hutton, scored a goal in the 72nd minute. That was the difference.
It was. You also look at the fact that they got some players on this starting 11 with some experience at upper levels. Charlie Adams spent time with the Minnesota United Reserves. You have a former Gatorade Minnesota Player of the Year on the squad for MCFC. So there are some players that know how to win in situations like this. They already had to get through a quarterfinal as well. They're going to come in with a good side in there, a side that's veteran and experienced with each other. A lot of these guys, 2-3 years of experience with MCSC.
For Detroit City FC, we will peep out their starting 11 here this evening. Pretty much the same cast of characters you have come to expect. Hunter Morse will get the start at the keeper spot this evening, but if it ain't broke, John Krieger, don't fix it.
No, not at all. The only different miss for Detroit City FC tonight, Kervin Kenton, not in the squad this evening. But you know who is? Tendai Jadida, who has been Mr. Pace for Trevor James and Detroit City FC. He's going to be huge in midfield. So will Lay Diop. And then there's the gruesome twosome up top. Max Todd and the conference's leading scorer, Sean-Claude Lawson.
Lots of firepower for Detroit City FC. Lots of firepower for those guys. The Northern Guard supporter section, they are hype for tonight. I know everybody here at historic Keyworth Stadium is hype and ready to go. The winner goes on. The loser goes home. Those are the stakes. It's 90 minutes here on the Watch City Stream, brought to you by Baker College.
City in the road whites tonight. As the home team, they changed to accommodate MCSC, even though they are the higher seeded club. And quickly a ball in, and MCSC trying to press. And great body control there by City to establish possession and bring it forward. Look at the rouge and gold smoke from the Northern Guard. And by the way, I don't know that we got a shot of it, but the TIFO for playoffs, Joseph Slovak and the rest of the TIFO crew with the Bring Out Your Dead TIFO tonight. Tempted to go full Monty Python and do the impression. I don't think I will, but if you're tuning into a City broadcast for the first time, this is part of the atmosphere and it's wonderful.
Sean Lawson with the early cross. That will go all the way through. Another throw-in coming up for City. Tendai Jadida will toss it in. Your opening kick weather, the temperature 79 degrees, 70% humidity, however, feels like 83. And the air is heavy, no question about it. And the corner coming up, Detroit City FC finding their feet, finding the attack. Here's Danny Deacon.
On most of these corners, you'll see Lawson on one side, Todd on the other.
Served in, Max Todd tried the left foot. Didn't do everything that he wanted to do. Max Todd, third in the MPSL Midwest region in the goal department. Lots of firepower for Detroit City, as we talked about. And we have a whistle that sounds. This will go back to the keeper, Troy Lawaji, getting the start. Plays his college soccer at the University of St. Thomas. Sean Lawson unable to make the turn. It goes back to Jonah Garcia. Minneapolis City trying the right side. Juan Luis, the native of Haiti, taken down from behind. That whistle goes against Detroit City.
You know, we've seen tonight's middle referee a couple of times here at Keyworth Stadium this year. This is a perfect choice by the region. Great punch by Hunter Morris. It's a perfect choice by the region to put her in the middle of this match. She's a referee that knows the game very well, doesn't take a whole lot of mess from the players, and after what we saw in the first match with so much chirping with the officials, it'll be refreshing.
On the left side, there is Jadida. His cross, looking for Lawson. The volley is just wide of the right post. Brilliant service. Sean Lawson just missed it.
That is why you never take your eyes off the screen when Sean Lawson is on the pitch. Down the side, Jadida turned on the afterburners, and Sean Lawson created space and missed by about a foot. That's what that man can do. Speaking of a man that can do things, Guille can turn defense into attack very quickly. And I love what I'm seeing from City, playing the possession game early, controlling things. Even in the first 4 minutes, you can see they know they can control the ball. The touches are good.
Stephen Carroll, last year's Black Arrow Award winner for Detroit City MVP. Becky Goodman, former MLS Super Draft pick, played it back third round by the Seattle Sounders in 2017. Chrysler to Max Todd. Perkins, a 1-2 with Todd. Can Perkins get on the end of it? He cannot quite catch up to it.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing to see, Neil. The touches, the quick movement of the ball, back and forth. Todd giving it up instead of being selfish with the ball. Just a little too much mustard on the hot dog. And Perkins couldn't get it on the other end. And Todd, as soon as he gave it up, was moving forward to be near the post for Perkins to give it back.
Minneapolis City SC 9-2-1. They won the North Conference Division. They trailed 1-0 in their playoff matchup against Med City on Tuesday. And that ball sent in. Trying to spin around the defender, Guille, and that's put over top of the frame.
Juan Luis gets the boot on the ball, and the Haitian undercut it a little bit. That's the soccer equivalent of chili dip in a wedge. Just kind of pop it up and over.
Juan Luis, as you talked about, the native of Haiti, was a Minnesota Gatorade High School Player of the Year. 12 matches started in his first 2 seasons at Drake.
And that's another quality soccer program at the NCAA Division I level. Look at Becky Goodman tracking back.
Jadida with a head of steam. The touch a little too heavy. Trickles over the line. We were expecting some weather to come here to Keyworth. But right now, as you can see, the sun is out. There are clouds around. But hey, it never rains at Keyworth, right?
Oh, don't jinx it like that.
Danny Deacon sees it go just too far.
I'll tell you what, the Northern Guard does not care if it rains. They will turn this into a drum party if we get a little wet here at Keyworth Stadium.
Jadida working 1v1, loses it, but Max Todd collects it. Todd's cross pops out over the side. Let's take a look at the Midwest North Conference Division standings. Those are the final standings. You see Minneapolis City SC needed every single point to finish ahead of Med City, and they played a classic on Tuesday. And that cross knocked down. A corner will be upcoming. That was a situation where no team really won. Somebody just survived and moved on.
Worth noting, by the way, that Minneapolis City didn't get a result in their last match. They had the opportunity to be the 2 seed and ended up playing their way into that quarterfinal and then had to survive against the in-state rival.
Becky Goodman goes back across. Stephen Carroll sets it up. Right foot blast just misses the upper right 90. That was an absolute rocket by Abdoulaye Diop.
They're buzzing right now, Neil.
There's some
Detroit
juice
City
here at Keyworth.
Is moving. You got to watch. Giveaways like that can turn into counters very quickly. City needs to keep the pressure on and keep the good possession that we've seen. Possession as important as flash. Taking a look at the back line for MPLS, for Minneapolis City SC. Two center backs back. Looks like there's a back line of 4 in defense with a holding midfielder in front. So really it's a back 5.
Minneapolis trying to pounce on the turnover. Justin Oliver along the touchline catches back up to it. He hits the turf. The official says play on.
And that's exactly the kind of decision that referee makes. One of the best referees in the state. That's a nice deflection and block coming in there. Charlie Adams knew if that gets by him, it's City all alone in space.
Bakey Goodman through the middle. We're in the 9th minute. It's been pretty electric so far. Jalen Chrysler, long service, curled towards the corner. Jadida, the cross, looking for Max Todd, a little too deep.
I love the positioning of Tendai to Jadida. He uses his pace on the wings, and a nice job to get stationary and be there to take that ball, and a nice reversal here. Oh, that barely didn't get through. Will Perkins was going to be all alone.
Eli Goldman sends it over top of his attacker, Juan Luis.
Stephen Carroll's a little lucky there. His clearance attempt was fluffed a bit. Gave it right back in possession in the attacking third. That's a great ball. Watch the touch. 1-2 turn touch. There it is. Touch, wait, pick your head up, touch. Perkins will come down. No more than 3 strides. 1, 2, 3. Watch him look to move it. There it is.
Out of the reach of Bakey Goodman. Jonah Garcia moves over. Plays its college soccer, University of Wisconsin Superior. Multiple first-team all-conference honors. And there is Max Todd. From UIC, University of Illinois Chicago, Horizon League Offensive Player of the Year last year. 12 goals. Also played 4 matches for the Scottish U17 national team.
We're getting physical there. Apparently the Minneapolis player wanted to swap kits with Jalen Chrysler a little early. Kind of tugged it sideways.
Chrysler still shaking his head about that situation. Bakey Goodman makes a turn. They give him a lot of space to work with.
So unselfish by Lawson to give it back instead of turning for goal. Go ahead and reset things. I like the quick passes from City. When you get too lackadaisical on the ball, bad things happen. And they reverse it and go out to the wing. Guess who? Here comes Tendai. Nice pass back.
Deacon gave it a go, lost control of it. Minneapolis City SC will hold, attempting some build-up. Remember, you can send your tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. We will get to those as time permits this evening. A long ball sent up for Nicky Hutton. Hunter Morse will bang it out towards the middle of the pitch. Matt Murakami. Oliver takes on Chrysler. Chrysler wins the battle.
That is an all-world play by Jalen Chrysler. He had to be absolutely right on this sliding challenge, not catch the body. and a beautiful rainbow over Keyword Stadium right now.
There it is. Absolutely stunning here tonight. There's some rain around the area, but not here. Here's how Detroit City FC got here.
And if you want to know what's in the pot of gold at the end of it, it's a trip to the regional final on Sunday.
That will commence at 1 p.m. There's a go from distance. Juan Luis. Not his best strike.
He's trying to do too much too early, Neil. All three of his efforts on goal have gone over the bar. This is a guy who is playing on emotion right now rather than thinking about his game. And he's trying to make that touch. And the first thing he's thinking is go to goal. And he's rushing all of his attempts.
We're in the 13th minute. No score. The MPSL Midwestern Regional Semifinals, Cleveland SC, they are through. Took extra time, but they did it 6-4 in a very entertaining first matchup. And remember, next time you come to Keyword Stadium, be sure to take advantage of Wheelhouse Detroit's free bike valet. Check out wheelhousedetroit.com to learn more about the best tours of Detroit on two wheels.
Oh, that's a great job by the city defense to just sit there and act like a boa constrictor, choke off the passes, let the Minneapolis player just take the ball, but have nowhere to go with it.
Stephen Carroll surveys the scene. Sends it ahead to Chrysler, formerly of Gonzaga. Played for the Seattle Sounders U23 team, scored a goal for them, was first team All West Coast Conference as a senior. Here's Danny Deacon. Speaking of MLS draft earlier, which we were, he was taken on the third round by Orlando City, 2017 MLS Super Draft.
You know what I like about what City's doing right now? They got their foot on the floor and they've got their foot on the accelerator. They're keeping possession, but they're moving quickly. They are a deeper team than Minneapolis City. And I think the more they force the tempo and force Minneapolis to respond to it, the better that will pay dividends from 60 minutes on as substitutions are needed. Because I'll tell you right now, having not seen Minneapolis City SC, but I'd be willing to bet that City's depth is deeper than Minneapolis's.
Well, the numbers would suggest you are correct. Only 3 available subs for Minneapolis City SC. That cross sent in, but the whistle sounds, and the foul will be called against Detroit City. Fooling Warehouse is the official pre-match bar of Detroit City FC. Next time you come to a DCFC home match, be sure to stop by Fooling Warehouse beforehand, where you can take part in the official march to the match. That's where it all goes down. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you do. Wes Sutton sends to us on Twitter with the hashtag WatchCity. Great way to end the week. Watching my city going up on a Friday, which it certainly is. There's no question about that. There's some juice in here. Sean Lawson along that far touchline. Does win the throw. At Denver, NGS tweeting at us too from the Mile High City. Watch City in full swing. We appreciate it. Here's Will Perkins. Perkins with a goal against Indiana earlier this year. Sharp turn by Bakey Goodman. Back to Will Perkins. Perkins cross goes right on frame, and Luagi will make the catch.
You know what? And that seems like a routine catch for Luagi. But you know what? Those kind of balls we've seen spilled for goals. Nice to see his first touch for him. Just get it in there, get your hands on the ball for the first time, get into the game a little bit.
Ball tossed into Musa Guille, the JUCO All-American last year at East Florida State Community College. Goal against Columbus, a goal at FC Indiana. Max Todd the target. His buddy Sean Lawson in the 18 with him. Todd retreats, touches it ahead. Deacon's cross, looking for Sean Lawson, headed away by Murakami. Left foot blast from Diop is blocked.
And you know the best part about that attack, even though it doesn't come to fruition? When Max Todd controlled that ball, he was not being selfish. He was not being selfish and saying, I want to turn and try to take an off-balance shot. His first thought was to set up Danny Deacon and send the cross in.
And the city pressure creates an unforced error by Minneapolis City SC.
And that, by the way, is what we were talking about earlier, that pressure, that speed. You're making Minneapolis City, adjust to your pace. And City's been in control almost completely for 18 minutes.
Diop tried to find Jadida.
Now here's the other side to that coin, Neil. When City's in control for 18 minutes and they don't have a goal to show for it, it becomes weathering the storm and growing confidence for Minneapolis City. Control is good. From that control needs to come finish.
Chrysler hassling Eli Goldman. Goldman leveled the match against Med City in the 70th minute on Tuesday.
Smart by Hunter Morris.
Hunter Morris had to make the grab. He tumbled to the turf. We were talking about Eli Goldman. Also played in Spain last year as part of the International Football Exchange. Also with the Minnesota Thunder, the U.S. Soccer Developmental Academy. So he certainly has some seasoning. So does that guy, Hunter Morse. Lots of clean sheets on his resume this year. And he will be taking over at Michigan State. And former Big Ten Goalkeeper of the Year, Jimmy Haig. So some big things expected for Hunter Morse up in East Lansing this year.
Good ball.
Jadida gets on the end of it. Jadida stepping over. Jadida's cross played out, but a corner upcoming. Boy, Tendai Jadida has been a problem on that left side.
Well, we talked about him serving and moving out wide as a replacement for Curvin, and boy, he has filled those shoes ably. Amazing pace for that young man.
Corner served, headed just wide by Musagie.
More impressive, by the way, the 80-yard crossfield ball that landed on a dime so Jadida could go get it. And that's what that back three for City of Chrysler and Carroll and Guillet coming in does. They'll sit there and keep it in defense, and then away you go. They'll go cross field.
More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. NGS Caleocho tweets at us, watching from Miami, but my heart and soul are in Hamtramck tonight. Finn's mommy tweets at us as well, hanging with Charlie and service dog Evie for our new little buddy. Good luck, boys. You got this.
The Butcher family representing strong up there in Genesee County.
No doubt. Will Perkins chips it. Bakey Goodman could not get on the end of it.
Not often we see Bakey lose a ball in midair. Big giveaway there and a nice sliding defensive play by Charlie Adams. Come over and save his teammates Bacon. It's Tetris time across the way in the 21st minute.
Here's Chrysler. Lawson, leading goal scorer in the Midwest region, was 5th in the country in all the MPSL in goal scorers. Deacon, Goodman, Todd, Deacon, cross, Goodman shot, Sean Lawson finds the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Detroit City FC.
There's the finish, and mama, it's that man again. Number 9 gets the finish City was looking for. And the smoke cometh at Keyworth. Sean Lawson opens the floodgates as lightning come across Keyworth Stadium out in front of us.
Boy, that was just a case of tic-tac-toe from Detroit City FC. And Sean Lawson, one of the best in the country. Don't believe me. Look at the stats. He strikes.
I'll tell you what, you talked about it being tic-tac-toe. Just a beautiful, unselfish goal. Started with Bakey Goodman winning the ball in space, touching off to Danny Deacon. Deacon sends it across. Sean Lawson didn't stop his run, so as the ball took a deflection, he was there to tap it home. Really, the team atmosphere built by Trevor James and his ethos that has really helped this club to grow was on full display for that goal. A thing of beauty.
Minneapolis City SC now retreating just a bit. Danny Deacon leaves it for Bakey Goodman. Bakey steps through, goes to Sean Lawson again. Lawson peels back. His cross, Perkins, the header on frame, and by that time, Luachi had recovered to make the catch. And I'll tell you what, John, that rainbow that's above Keyworth must have really liked that goal that Sean Lawson scored. The rainbow is getting more intense, and so is the crowd here at Keyworth. The whistle sounds and a foul.
I'll tell you what,
City.
You know, we go back to that near goal by Perkins. Sean Lawson in the corner gives it up for as good as he is trying to score. Look at that turn in the service across. A lot of strikers, when they're in that space there, they turn and try to lash one across the field on goal, even at a short angle. Lawson knows he's got teammates, just turned, popped it up, and it was a pretty good effort. And a hydration break here is an injury timeout.
Lay Diop right now on the pitch here at Keyworth. And that will give me an opportunity to get you caught up with the Watch City tweets that have come in. At Editorialism tweets at us, guess we can't watch it anymore because our power's officially out. Sorry to hear that, Amanda. That's a tough break. I know there's a lot of storms around the area, but magically here at Keyworth Stadium, it's been clear, and as a matter of fact, the rainbow continues to get more intense, especially after that Sean Lawson goal to get the party started. And here again, the look at the final table. The Great Lakes Conference Division of the Midwest region in the MPSL. Detroit City FC really ran away with it this season. That mammoth unbeaten stretch they went through where they didn't allow a goal for like 100 hours or whatever it was. Seemed that long anyway.
And how about this? 11 league matches unbeaten to close the season. Take that all day. They started with a defensive first brand of football thanks to that man, Trevor James. You know, then the thing I love about Trevor James and what he's doing here as we get back underway, he has really committed himself to being involved with the supporters. One of the DCFC supporters that's provided streams for road games, Jarrett Maki. Trevor found out he was a Tottenham fan like myself and showed up at a match one day with an Andros Townsend match-worn jersey just that they say thanks for your support. He's given Lindsey Pearson, Lend, and Donovan swag that she treasures. And since his arrival here, he has realized that he needed to become a part of the DCFC culture, not just change things to suit the way he wanted it to be done. And that speaks to the measure of the man that he is in trying to help this club grow without changing the ethos of what it is.
Will Perkins through ball to Danny Deacon. Deacon in space. His cross to Todd. Todd couldn't do what he wanted to do with it. Makey Goodman keeps it in the corner. Attempted to win a corner, could not do so. It was taken away by Charlie Adams. As now the skies begin to darken here at Keyworth, almost instantly, as a matter of fact.
I wondered if you jinxed that a little bit, partner, as the lights take full effect here, although it is 9 o'clock.
And that ball worked its way through Eli Goldman to Will Perkins. You're giving me too much credit, my friend. I have no control over the weather.
No, you're not Papa Nature?
No, because it would be 81 every day with no humidity and 61 at night.
So the San Diego weather.
And it would rain from midnight till 2 a.m. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
And snow would only fall on the sidewalks and not on streets.
No, only on Christmas. Christmas Day, that would be it. Then it would go back to being 81.
Perfect.
Here's Jalen Chrysler. Has a crowd into it, as they have been since the opening kick. Detroit City FC excited to have Henry Ford Health System as the official sports medicine provider of DCFC. You can learn more at henryford.com. Big shout out to all the athletic training staff here at Keyworth all day long. They have done a tremendous job, especially in that first match, and now we get some extracurriculars.
And there's the bad boy talk. No more of that. You have just earned the referee's notice. Interesting, and a nod to the Northern Guard. You see the referee. Referee in the first match didn't have a communication system on. Referee in the second match has the communication system on to talk to her assistants, because that's the only way they're going to hear each other tonight.
We were talking about Henry Ford. Brigauna, the athletic trainer for Detroit City FC, was incredible in that first matchup. Lots of cramps, lots of physicality. She was out there in between taping players up to get ready to go for this matchup. So big tip of the cap to her.
Yeoman's effort.
30th minute. Sean Lawson, the difference maker so far.
You know, I'm going to piggyback on that and say Sean Lawson, the goal scorer, the unselfish play of that forward line, the difference so far, because Sean Lawson's goal was the result of just constant pressure by Detroit City that had Minneapolis City completely turned around.
Another unforced error from Minneapolis as that ball is played over the line by Murakami. Throwing coming up for City, another free possession.
Let's talk for a minute about why City's had so much joy in possession, Neil. Clearly, Minneapolis City FC respects what City can do with the ball because of the way they're lining up with a back four and a holding mid in front. The problem is when you commit a back five like that, you are basically ceding control from about 10 yards in front of the center circle to 10 yards behind it. And City is so good because in that space, they have the ability to distribute from touchline to touchline. And when you have sat back and kind of created the shell of that back five, you allow for City to have time over the ball to pick and choose your weak point. The problem is if you come out of that and you chase the game and try to win in midfield, you are then putting more pressure on a back line that Minneapolis City must feel does not have the pace to compete with DCFC's front attackers. Half hour
Nelson.
gone. It's been all City. Detroit City, that is.
Well, I guarantee City will win.
Somebody's City.
Somebody City's going to win tonight. So we cross into the 32nd minute. Neil Roll, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Here's Sean Lawson on the counter. It's 2v3, but it's Lawson and Max Todd. Ahead to Todd. Todd can't quite catch up to it as Max Todd does a flip in midair. That was 2v3, and it was dynamic.
And it was still advantage City, Detroit City, I'll tell you that. Because Todd and Lawson have developed such a relationship. Credit where credit is due. That's a big boy play from Luwaji. He came out, he knew there was going to be contact. He knew he could get kicked in the head by Max Todd. He knew he was going to have to slide to try to make that play. Look at Lawson. I'm going to toy with you. I'm going to toy with you. I'm going to chip it through. And here comes Luwaji. And he came out and gave up the body and said, I don't care if I get kicked, I got to make that play. Oh, beautiful ball. Look at that touch, and a heck of a defensive play by the right back for Minneapolis City SC to head that out of play. This is a clinic right now in how to control possession. I can't wait to see Mitch Gatsky's stats at halftime. In fact, we have some now. So far, Minneapolis City, 3 shots, 1 on target. DCFC, 4 shots, 1 on target. 3 corners for DCFC.
Will Perkins catches up to it with Todd. Sean Lawson, of course. Danny Deacon wide of the left post on the half volley. The stat that was not given, however, the possession percentage, which is where Detroit City, I'm sure would see their biggest edge.
We don't need Opta for that one. It's a lot to a little is what that is.
That's the scientific quantification of that stat, as that foul will go against Detroit City. Remember, Lyft is the official rideshare partner of DCFC. Be sure to take a Lyft the next time you come to a match at Keyworth. That is the solid play. Drop you off right at the front doors of Keyworth. You can take in all the nightlife Hamtramck has to offer. You can do it right.
And by the way, discount codes on match days as well, including flat fee rides from Detroit City Clubhouse. You go over from the field house and get a flat fee ride in. After you have a couple of the great pies.
So let's see what Minneapolis City SC has up their sleeve, and really their first set piece opportunity.
We got the magic spray here tonight, Neil.
It's official.
But that's a great job by the official to make sure the 10 yards is walked off.
Luis serves it in. It's headed away by the back line of City. That ball comes free. It's popped up in the air, and Hunter Morse will make the grab.
That's Max Stigward on the shot. And again, just like Juan Luis and his attempts earlier, when you don't have possession, as another silky ball comes across on a dime.
Max Todd settles it down, has Deacon Lawson moving up, jumping up into the play as well as Diop. Here's Lawson in space. And bodies flying everywhere at midfield. That ball sent ahead, played over the line, and there were some extracurriculars behind the play.
You know what? The assistant referee has seen this. The assistant referee has seen this, and we're going to have some. She's talking. You can see she's pressed to the earpiece. She's talking to her assistant. There's going to be a booking behind the scenes because of it. That is excellent officiating for as much grief as officials take in this conference. That is smart officiating, and that is the backside assistant referee not falling asleep and realizing that once the referee moves forward, the backside assistant's job is to watch for extracurriculars. Got on the communication system, talked it over, out comes the booking for number 2, Aaron Olson. He picks
Aaron
up
Olson, the veteran for Minneapolis City SC. He's played in almost every match they've ever played. Also, U.S. Open Cup experience as well. But he is in the books with the yellow in the 36th minute.
That's a great job by the officiating crew, especially the backside assistant.
Max Todd back. Lawson to Deacon. Will Perkins is wide on the right side. Sean Lawson nearly found him.
He hooked his pass a little bit, Neil. He wanted to thread it forward, and his foot just kind of hooked it back.
Goldman double marked and fought his way through. Chrysler upset with that whistle.
This has been a brilliant first 37 minutes for Detroit City Football Club.
Northside Pigeon tweets at us. Says, Watch City works well for all our clubs. I'm tuning in from San Francisco.
Have some Ghirardelli for me, will you? And some good sourdough. I need some of that. Maybe go up into the Napa Valley, get some Mission-style burrito.
You can have some bourbon for me. I'm pretty easy. You can find that pretty much everywhere. Bakey Goodman makes a turn with it. Bakey Goodman putting on a clinic. Lawson through ball. Todd on the sprint. Max Todd cut off.
And credit where credit is due there to Olson, playing on a yellow. Good physical play without being reckless to keep Max Todd away from that ball. Todd challenged him immediately, and Olson up to it.
Goldman threads it wide to the right. Catching up to it was Juan Luis. Luis sends it in. Right foot shot is blocked from Nick Hutton. But a corner coming up for Minneapolis City.
And that one was going to be unframed. Jalen Chrysler with a great job to come over and make the block. Good service in. And Chrysler knew he had to get down, stick the boot in. And the best thing about that, kept his studs down. Made the deflection, but didn't put anything in the referee's hands.
Juan Luis. The Haitian serves it into the box. And it's headed back out. Alabase gave it a go.
Run.
Max Todd up with Sean Lawson. Danny Deacon makes a move to the left side. Throw-in coming up for City. But John, just time and time again, Detroit City FC just off to the races on some of these counters. It's literally like watching the Kentucky Derby out there, the opening leg.
It's exactly. And it's because everyone for Detroit City knows their role. Somebody gets possession here, top of the D in the defensive end, both wing backs. Check where the center backs are for Minneapolis and move and give them options. No standing around and watching the ball. Smart, heady play.
We're in the 40th minute. Stendai Jadida taken down, the native of Zimbabwe. Played for the Cincy Dutch Lions last year of USL League Two.
Bit of a break for the teams here, a little breather.
It has been fast-paced since the opening kick. Chrysler the target. Diop, 1v1, Diop gets around his man, the cross! Max Todd. And nearly with an electric goal for City.
Neil, we need to take a timeout so that the Minneapolis defender can go pick up his equipment. Whoops, there he goes.
And his dignity right there. Matt Murakami's not going to like looking at tape of that one.
There that goes. Wow, laid Diop with the first touch. In and around. So good.
And there is Matt Murakami. Plays at Gustavus Adolphus College. Was a MEAC first team performer. A Scholar All-American as well, which means he's smarter than I am. I'm very comfortable saying that. I was not a Scholar All-American.
No. I wasn't even a Scholar half American or quarter American. I don't know that I could be qualified as a scholar.
That ball works his way towards the left side of the 18. Here's Goldman trying to step through, and Chrysler will bang it out towards midfield.
And again, there's smart play by City. Stephen Carroll in the middle thought about, or rather Jalen Chrysler in the middle thought about running after that ball. Stayed back and let his midfielder go get it and get the dispossession. Didn't leave themselves overexposed.
Olsen with the switch. Garcia, Stigwart, Olsen, who gets, I'll call it, welcomed by a lot of the fans here in Keyworth. Bakey Goodman takes it away. Sean Lawson with Max Todd again. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Lawson squared up this time, unable to get out on the counter. Perkins. There's Deacon. Diop. Guille.
And this is how City gets its rest. You know, you talk about City being off to the races for Detroit City FC. This is how they rest, by simply playing with the ball in midfield and keeping possession. And then they go back to runs and dedicated runs and recoup energy that way.
Here's Sean Lawson. He's worked his way free on the left side. Jadida makes a run, overlapping. Finds Todd. Here's Lawson into the 18. Couldn't keep it under control.
It's about the first bad touch we've seen from Sean all night.
All season. Here comes a counter now for Minneapolis City. There's a lot of space in the middle of the pitch. Trying to thread it through was Justin Oliver. Puts a little too much on it. And now it's cleared out by City.
That's a heck of a punt. That's one way to hit the reset button.
John, we're seeing a growing number of really direct service. Good switch there for Minneapolis City SC, but a lot of the big portion of their attack has been direct here this evening.
And most of it has started because of the counter. They haven't had a whole lot of really organic, sustained possession.
Here's Danny Deacon. Will Perkins. 6 matches started as a freshman last year at Michigan State. So we're in the 45th minute.
Look at this, just casual play through midfield. Just keep the possession, keep the possession. But you know what that does, Neil? That forces Minneapolis City SC just to play in defense. And they always say
right.
it's tougher to play defense than it is offense because you've always got to react to what that's a professional foul and should be a booking. Oh, my.
That foul went against Max Todd. Todd started. He had the first kick grab.
I didn't see the kick grab first. I saw the bear hug after.
He got caught with a cookie, hand in the cookie jar that time. And we are in stoppage time. Be 2 minutes of stoppage time here at Keyworth. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Our Watch City broadcast brought to you by Baker College. That ball played back. Big congratulations to at Southpaw Mike, watching City from Royal Oak with my newborn baby boy Finnegan and his wife. Finnegan and wife, everybody recovering well. Come on, you boys in Rouge. Congratulations, Southpaw Mike.
Well done, sir. Happy and healthy and best wishes.
Well done by his wife.
You're right. Well done by his wife, yes. Who is the real champion, really. Let's be real.
Well, congratulations, guys. I'm glad you're getting Finnegan started early. And that whistle will go against Detroit City FC. So this, John Krieger, very dangerous, just in front of the halftime break.
Yeah, you got to be solid defensively. Don't let anybody take an unmarked run. Let's take a look at the way City steps up here. First of all, a one-man wall.
Stiguar towards the back post. There was a run made. It's loose in front. Is it
Carried
in?
off the line.
No, it is not. Oh, cleared off the line. I believe Hunter Morse cleared it away. He used every available inch of real estate here in Keyworth Stadium.
Wow.
Another corner coming up.
Let's take a look at this set piece in. Headed across. He parried that off the line. Well done, son. There was a brief protestation from Minneapolis City, but it went away quickly. That's a heck of a job by Hunter Morse to claw that ball off the goal mouth.
The whistle sounds and the first half concludes at historic Keyworth Stadium. A good first 45 for the home side, but Minneapolis City SC nearly equalizing, but that man, Hunter Morse, closed the door and protected Detroit City FC's 1-0 lead as the teams will go to the locker room.
You know, the possession has been impressive. The ball control has been impressive. The runs have been impressive. Detroit City FC has done everything right tonight in the first 45 minutes. The key will be doing it for the second 45, punching your ticket to Sunday.
And we will have that for you coming up in just a little bit. We'll take the halftime break. 1-0 Detroit City FC with the lead. This is the Watch City Stream brought to you by Baker College.
Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are you? Think about it. Is who you are now who you were meant to be? At Baker College, we want to help you be more. More curious, more productive, more effective, and be more successful at it all. We can help you be more prepared for the future and more inspiring to future generations. The world is full of opportunities to be more than the status quo. The question is, are you ready to be more? Who are
Welcome back here to historic Keyworth Stadium. Apologize for those little technical difficulties. Danny Deacon off the handball call. The service into the box that was blocked by the wall.
One-man wall did its job.
That's why they put a man there, right? There's Tendai Jadida. Played for the Cincinnati Dutch Lions, USL League 2 last season. He has been an absolute firecracker on the wings. He plays with pace, John.
He does indeed. And he's able, The thing about him is he's got a great first touch that he turns into pace. It's not just running for running's sake.
Boy, and a misplay there for Musa Guille, and that shot ripped wide of the frame by Nick Hutton. Maybe a little bit impatient by Hutton.
Yeah, that's, you know what, look, listen, he's a good goal scorer. He had the game-winning goal in Tuesday's quarterfinal, but that's what happens when you've had virtually no sustained possession. You get a misplay, and you're going to take a lash at goal. What he didn't see toward the top of the picture for you at home and for us on the other side was two men coming making runs. If he'd checked it up, there might have been a better option than just taking a lash that whistled wide when Hunter Morse had the post well covered.
Gives one a go and sends it over top.
Donation to the community.
Over top of the crossbar, the wall, everything here at Keyworth. And we were talking a few moments ago about Nick Hutton, that goal he scored against Med City. Also one career goal in U.S. Open Cup play, and that was an extra time game winner. So if you're going to have one career goal in U.S. Open Cup play, may as well be an extra time game winner, right?
Yeah, it's something you'll remember for the resume.
49th minute. Chrysler. That ball trickles over the line, so quick throw-in coming up. Jadida made its way over. Tosses it in towards the 18. Diop working 1v1, goes to the turf, gets back up. Max Todd, his cross. Just out of the reach of Sean Lawson.
I think a little bit behind Sean there.
50th minute. There's Chrysler on the move. Lawson the goal scorer to Bakey Goodman. Lawson the 1-2. Lawson's cross. Bakey Goodman gives it a go. That went off the side of the post.
I was going to say, I think that caught woodwork and stayed in play. City buzzing again. And it all started with unselfish play to free Lawson in space. And that would have been an own goal. It was off a Minneapolis City player.
Bakey Goodman actually knocked that one out of the air and wrapped it off the right post. Incredible athleticism. Todd to Lawson.
Great ball into space.
Perkins, tons of room. Perkins, high arcing cross, headed away by Murakami. Diop dispossessed, and he will get a booking. Justin Oliver taken down. And that stopped what could have been a counter for Minneapolis City SC.
And I think that's why the booking came out. Circumstances and the fact that there were players in space. And Lay brings him down and goes in the book for his troubles.
Minneapolis City SC 9-2-1, spectacular regular season. Jadida steps in to create the turnover. Todd's cross knocked down, throw-in coming up. And John, you really begin to get the sense as we move into the 52nd minute. The next goal is going to tell a big portion of this story, I think.
You know, it's cliche to say, well, next goal is important, but in this case, it's correct. Because if Minneapolis City get it, now you're playing
all to play for.
You're playing house money, and you're playing with house money, and it's all to play for. If Detroit City gets it, then they can go into something they do very well, which is killing off games, especially with their conditioning level on this hot night and the depth that they have, given they have more subs, but also I think a deeper talent level.
Max Todd sent that one over the frame. Now it's time for weekly trivia presented by Fago. This week's question: in what year did DCFC last host the Midwest Region Playoffs? This is a layup for you guys. I know you got this one. I know you guys got this one. It was pure magic.
And one of the career-defining moments for you, my friend.
Huh.
I don't know. I've never become a wedding gift.
Yeah.
We'll pay off that reference later.
Oh, and there's a whistle, and this will be a booking. Coming up to Eli Goldman in the 53rd minute. Tendai Jadida still down on the turf.
He's going to take the moment to stretch the calves a little bit.
So Musagie will get things restarted.
You know, while we wait for Guille to restart things as he does, and they appear to just play in midfield, special night here at Keyword Stadium for one of the Northern Guard's capos, Amanda Jakowski, who tweeted out in advance of today's game that 2 years ago this week, City fans will remember, she was involved in a car versus truck accident in downtown Detroit. In fact, in her Twitter handle, it says, fought a Mack truck and didn't lose. Spent time in the intensive care unit. In fact, tweeted at us from intensive care. She's gone through 2 years of rehab.
Nearly stepping through was Eli Goldman, but instead Hunter Morse off the line to make the grab.
And has slowly worked her way back up to leading the Northern Guard. She missed the playoffs and the run to the national semifinals, lived it through our call, and we were happy to be there with her. She's back here at Keyworth tonight. Her sister, Stephanie Cannell, has just given birth to a new baby, Essie. So for that family to see Amanda back here leading the Northern Guard, that's a special moment of a young lady who fought like hell and didn't lose.
Danny Deacons through ball. Cross. Goes all the way across. Played out over the line by Murakami. Throw-in coming up for Detroit City. They'll take it quickly. Chrysler has space. Stephen Carroll. Deacon. Drop off for Todd. Deal. Goodman. Goodman a little heavy on the touch, and he turns it over. On Luis.
I was going to say he got away with one, but he didn't. That's a tough foul.
Substitution coming up for Detroit City.
How about this sub to have come off the bench?
The magician, Cyrus Sadie, will come into the match.
Is that Jadida they're bringing off? Wow.
So Trevor James must see something as Will Perkins
I take that back. It's Perkins.
Makes his way off. But as you said, that's a nice trump card to be able to play. As Sadie comes in, and he will move over to his customary midfield spot out on the wing.
And Cyrus Sadie in central midfield is something that can be fun. Also, for the record, it helps Will Perkins get a little rest in advance of a possible game Sunday.
Sadie was a target of that pass. Instead, Stiegwart towards the left corner of the box. And nothing on the other end of that touch by Justin Oliver. Now it's time to get you the answer to our weekly trivia presented by Fago. And what year did DCFC last host the Midwest Region Playoffs? The answer, 2017. A magical ride all the way to the national semifinals.
And what was that call? Mondi with which foot?
That would be the right foot.
Of course.
It was unbelievable.
Carroll to Becky Goodman,
Well,
across to Tyrone Mondi, and this place went supernova.
there was no doubt about that. And a booking will take place to Nick Hutton in the 58th minute.
Good job by this officiating crew. Get out the cards. You see the physicality level just ticking over into that next gear. And a good job to pull out the cards. Both Detroit City and Minneapolis City have seen them. And we wait here.
The athletic trainers from the Henry Ford will come out, tend to Abdoulaye Diop, who's down on the pitch. So that's another booking for Minneapolis City SC. Players will take the break in the action to get hydrated.
Speaking of getting hydrated,
Absolutely. Level One Bank is the official sponsor of the Level One VIP section at Keyworth Stadium. Take your match day experience to the next level with on-field seating, unlimited food and drinks, all of that for just $50, folks. It's the best value in all of Detroit sports. Purchase your tickets at tickets.detcityfc.com.
and by the way, still another match of the season, or the NPSL summer season, available here at Keyworth Stadium on Sunday.
And that is not a sight you like to see, with the athletic training staff from the Henry Ford helping Abdoulaye Diop off the pitch.
He's going
He
to
will get a
take
nice
his time,
hand.
and there'll be a change. Here's the play where it happens. Leg goes in. You wonder if it's a knee.
So things getting a little bit chippy out there here in the 60th minute.
He's going to stretch it out and try to come back. He's being looked at. There hasn't been a sub yet, to my knowledge. Training staff will evaluate him.
And now that decision has been made. Michael Pimlott up off the bench. Detroit City FC continues to lead 1-0. We're 2/3 of the way through this one. Sean Lawson in the 22nd minute. Detroit City FC's made it stand up to this point.
You'd like to get an insurance goal if you're Detroit City, and I know that seems to be cliche, but frankly, as Pimlott comes on, especially with the way that Minneapolis City SC is setting up to attack on the counter, you want to have that insurance goal, because you never know, one giveaway, one bad pass, and all of a sudden you're level. And we saw in our first semifinal tonight, a 2-goal lead with 10 minutes to go wasn't safe for Rochester Lancers.
Nick Hines comes on for Minneapolis City SC. Michael Pimlott on for Detroit City. Served into the box. That was dangerous for a moment. Sean Lawson ahead to Max Todd.
But look at how far Todd and Lawson come back to play and to transition the attack forward. There are a lot of strikers in our game that like to sit up, and you call them the fox in the box. They won't come back and do the hard yards out in midfield. Todd and Lawson subscribe to the, if I get it out to the wings, I'm going to get good service school. Come back and doing a job.
Musa Guille keeps the ball on the string at his boot. Jadida. Danny Deacon. Pimlott, who just came into the match. Here's Cyrus Sadie.
Silky touch.
The cross goes all the way across. Nobody on the other end for Detroit City. Looking for a neighborhood bar to go to after any DCFC game or just a fun night out in Hamtramck? Stop by and see our friends at the Painted Lady, just down the road here from Keyword.
27 minutes of regulation time left, Neil. Conditioning will play a role tonight. Trevor James and his team have practiced all year for this in terms of being the better conditioned team late. And they continue to press and force the issue, try to play that strength advantage. That's a heck of a long throw there.
Jadida looking for Sean Lawson. Todd, how about that? Back to Sean Lawson. Deacon hesitates, makes his move. Lawson. Cross is too far across the 18.
A couple back post runs that didn't happen there for City both times. Last two attacks down. A little bit slower, not as much movement. But still they try to keep the pace of attack strong.
That throw goes all the way into the 18.
That's going to be
Foul
something.
will be called against Minneapolis City SC.
Detroit City's going to have to adjust to that. Minneapolis with a long throw artist.
Hunter Morse puts the boot to it. Todd tried to knock it down for Sean Lawson. Not a ton of flow over the last few minutes. Ball's gone over the touchline a bit.
You know what? It's stagnated a bit, but that'll happen right around the doldrums of the hour mark. You know, you get ready for that last push.
Lawson to Danny Deacon.
Minneapolis City has not wavered, Neil, from that back four with a holding mid in front. City continue to touch their way through midfield to try to counteract that.
Lawson goes to Todd. Todd tried to cross it in. That was blocked. And Pimlott won it very smoothly back to Jalen Chrysler. Pimlott sends it in towards the 18. Boy, Baker Goodman almost got on the end of it. Aaron Olson, who's playing under a yellow.
Misplay there.
Jadida.
That's a rare loss of the ball for him.
Tried to go nutmeg. The door was closed.
And look at Musa Guille. Just absolutely force his man back. Juan Luis was just absolutely bodied back. No foul. Just Guille doing his job. You're going this way, son.
Chrysler took it away, but instead the foul will be called. Nick Hutton hit the turf. Minneapolis City SC with the restart. Matt Van Benskooten, the head coach for Minneapolis City SC. Here's Sean Lawson to the top of the D, poked away from behind by Aaron Olsen. Trying to accelerate around Pimlott. Juan Luis. On the switch. Couldn't get it all the way across. Danny Deacon to Stephen Carroll. Todd still with it. Todd still with it. Finds Deacon. Deacon's blast blocked.
A little bit of a disturbing note, Neil, in the last 4 or 5 minutes for City. They've been so positive with ball movement all night. There have been a couple more lashes at goal from about 20 yards out that you normally would see them lay a pass out to the wing or set something up. Couple of more individualized efforts and attempts on goal. If I'm Trevor James there, I remind them you got to pass everything that was done so well for the first 45 minutes. Focused on quick ball movement like that.
And that set up just over top of the crossbar, and that ball will come to rest on top of Suite 8.
We saw the Norfolk and Southern earlier. Canadian National coming through, and there's Danny Deacon. And see, there's Deacon just taking a shot at goal, and it took something off the top of the suite.
And there is the old Canadian National coming through. Cyrus Sadie, been waiting for him to shake loose since he came into the match. Deacon, the cross towards the back post. Juan Luis looking to start the counter. Will Kidd, who came into the match, sent it wide to the right side, and there was a run made by Justin Oliver that was closed out by Tendai Jadida. Boy, Jadida's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, Jadida came back and made up about a 40-yard gap in about 5 seconds.
And he's frustrated with his fellow City players.
And I think with a little bit of reason there. The intensity from Detroit City has dropped just a little bit. You want to see them get back on top, push more. Two substitutions made by Trevor James already tonight. Will Perkins off for Cyrus Sadie, and Leigh Diop came off injured for Pimlott.
As we're in the 71st minute.
See, this is where Detroit City needs to run. And there it is. Move it forward. Get it off your boot. Keep touching. Keep moving. Play the back and forth passing that helped you so much in the first half.
Cyrus Sadie.
There it is.
Threads it through to Danny Deacon. Todd's up with him. Todd has it. Makes a move. Left-footed shot slotted just wide of the frame.
We may have a corner here. We do have a corner, Neil. Off a deflection. City corner.
So that will be the case. Max Todd will line it up. Todd sends it in aggressively. Here comes a potential counter for Minneapolis City.
Played onside.
Up ahead, Justin Oliver crosses over. Oliver tries to go back. Jadida wins that race again against Will Kidd. And keep in mind, too, Will Kidd, that's a Division III All-American running out there. 9 goals, 6 assists his senior year at the University of St. Thomas.
We talked about it in the open of the broadcast tonight. There is some pedigree from Minneapolis City. Players that have performed at higher levels, won All-Americans, won national championships, albeit at lower levels. "18 minutes of regulation to go."
City fans, remember, Motor City Casino Hotel is the official hotel and casino of DCFC. Be sure to log on to DebtCityFC.com to watch the Motor City match recap from this evening's festivities. Does Minneapolis City FC have an equalizer in them? That ball served up. Hunter Morse able to pick that one off. Not a lot of difficulty there.
Good job by Morris to recognize the space on the wing. That's a great toss instead of a punt downfield. Now City need to control possession again here and move the ball. No more than 2 or 3 strides on the ball when you have a man within 2 or 3 yards of you.
Danny Deacon, service to Lawson. Oh, Lawson's taken down inside the box. Todd overruns it.
Oh, it was there for the taking, and we've got contact to the head of Sean Lawson. And I don't know what Max Todd was doing, but Sean Lawson took one in the head. He says, "I'm okay." Read his lips there.
Let's check it again, see exactly what happened.
Headed across, and the camera stayed with Sean there as he took some contact to the head.
Brigona and all the athletic trainers in the Henry Ford out there to tend to Sean Lawson. It looked like the keeper, Luagi, he get his arms up there.
It looks like he did, yeah. And trying to clear the ball, and there's nothing Luagi can do with that. He's got the right to go out there and punch. Deacon, unselfish service. And yeah, contact to the head. And Sean Lawson went down immediately, and then the ball ran away from Max Todd.
In the meantime, we've crossed over into the 75th minute.
And I think the training staff's going to want to have a chat with Sean Lawson away from the bench.
Lawson, the goal scorer here tonight in the 22nd minute. In a tremendous display from the City attack. And Lawson says, "Yes, I'm fine."
And he'll come back and ask to be allowed back onto the pitch. And he is back onto the pitch. There comes number 9.
The best goal scorer in the Midwest region of the MPSL, top 5 in the country. And he has it with some room to move.
Nice layoff to Cyrus. Good decision.
Sadie Cross. Max Todd makes a move. Todd! And the stop was made by Luagi. He got just enough of it.
And that's what happens. You lay it off to Cyrus and fireworks can happen. And that is a foul against Detroit City. That's a good call. Northern Guard doesn't like it, but that's a good call. He took him down.
The Northern Guard honorary referee section does not agree with the call, as you might surmise. Jalen Chrysler closes some ground.
That's a heck of a defensive play by Chrysler.
Stepping up to it. Juan Luis, the shot. Hunter Morse makes the stop.
That is Luis's best attempt on goal of the game. And that's a good save to go down and get it by Hunter Morse. This is a little more what we like to see from Detroit City. Move the ball through midfield, Keep the ball moving, control possession, use your center backs as a way to reset, and lay it off to a man on the wing in Jadida.
Here comes Justin Oliver wide on the right, making another strong run. And this time the door is closed by Musa Guille. And he makes a turn.
So good.
Here comes Cyrus Sadie. Max Todd's cross.
Oh,
Crowd calling for the penalty,
ball.
and they will get it. Official points to the spot. 78th minute.
I was going to wonder if she'd call it. I told you she's one of the best referees in the region. That right there is why. Clearly, Todd plays it across. Arm is in an unnatural position. Easy handball call, points to the spot immediately. Correct decision by U.S. Soccer and the people who put her on this match. She's one of the best officials in the Midwest, and she made a great call.
Here is Max Todd standing over.
A hush goes over Keyworth. Remember, according to the new laws of the game, keeper has to keep 1 foot on the line or over the line.
Can Max Todd deliver some breathing room for City? Of course, Max Todd converts. 2-0 City.
You can't have one without the other. Lawson got his. Todd comes to the party. His brother's in town from Florida. Tweeted about that. And brother got a goal. Cool as you like, down the middle. Keeper dove just under the crossbar. And it's 2 with 10 to go. And look at that beautiful smoke hanging in the humid air.
Minneapolis City SC up against it now, down 2-0 in the 80th minute. Max Todd sends it up ahead to Danny Deacon. Tried to go back to Todd.
He slipped. He was keying in. And the smoke monster is about to come out and need a couple defenders. Cyrus Sadie just controlling things, closing it down. And now City does what City knows how to do. Just take the life out of this game, Neil, and kill it off. They saw what can happen. Remember, Rochester Lancers had a 2-goal lead with 10 to go in our first semifinal and couldn't hold it. City need to keep the intensity on and just play smart football. Kill this thing off for 10 minutes plus stoppage.
Into the 82nd minute. Max Stigwart makes his turn with it. All uphill for Minneapolis City SC. Here's Max Todd, 1v1. Finds Sean Lawson. Lawson with some hesitation to Danny Deacon, I think.
This smoke reminds me of against Frosinone when we had to stop for a smoke delay at about 86 minutes. and it's a beautiful sight.
Along the far sideline. It's a bit tough to make it out from our broadcast spot. Played back in towards the keeper.
That is the other side of the smoke. We can't see players on the far touchline at this moment.
And there's Juan Luis.
Coming in for Detroit City right now, 21, Buono. Tommy Buono.
So Buono played for Northern Virginia United. The MPSL will come into the match.
And listen to
and
the
Sean
ovation for
Lawson
Sean Lawson
will get the ovation from the crowd on hand here at historic Keyworth Stadium. That man did what that man does, and that shake the back of the nets. He did it in the 22nd minute. And now it's time for the official attendance, brought to you by Rip It Energy, the official energy drink of Detroit City FC. Tonight's official attendance, 4,460 on a stormy summer night. Keyworth has it popping, as you can see.
We talk positionally here. The holding midfielder is gone for Minneapolis City. Now comes back as Detroit City takes possession. But as soon as Minneapolis City gets any kind of possession, both wingbacks bombing forward, the holding midfielder tracking forward, as they have to chase the game a little bit now.
Tendai Jardita unable to keep that one in.
So an 80th minute pen by Max Todd and a 22nd minute strike by Sean Lawson, and it's 2 to the good for the boys in white tonight.
Eli Goldman retreats. They will try the left side. Into the 85th minute. As it stands right now, it'll be Detroit City FC, Cleveland SC on Sunday at 1 p.m.
And that is going to be number 1 versus number 2 in the region if it holds. And we saw Cleveland SC earlier. That's a physical, talented team that does not know how to quit.
Here's Tommy Buono in space. Buono steps over, dispossessed at the last minute.
So smart from Danny Deacon. Just keep the ball. Keep the ball. Reset things. Make Minneapolis City come out and challenge you. There we go.
It just looks like some heavy legs out there right now for Minneapolis City SC.
And that happens because of all the defense they had to play in that first half, all the adjustments they had to make.
Jadida. He has it poked away, but it trickles right back to Danny Deacon, as it always seems like it does.
This is masterclass keep ball right here. And Detroit City FC not even looking at trying to take an attempt on goal. This is about killing off 5 minutes and change.
Cyrus 80 gives. Now Cyrus 80 goes, and the return feed unable to find its mark, as that one will trickle over for a corner. And John, during that stretch, as we get another substitution, Seb Harris will come into the match. During that stretch where City were pitching clean sheets for what it seemed like a month and a half, I always equated this part of the match, because we saw this a lot. It's the equivalent of a UFC fight that goes to the ground.
Yeah.
It's just a time to choke the match out, and that's the end of it. As Musa Guille comes out, Seb Harris comes in. Nice hand for Musa Guille, who was more than solid, as he always is.
A great addition to City's defense. And
that ball was loose right out in front, cleared away.
Musa Guille, the Eastern Florida State man who has 2 goals this season as well. And now City will take their time as we roll toward minute 87.
Ball sent in. Bakey Goodman couldn't quite get on the end of it. Stephen Carroll drops it back to the keeper, Morse.
And again, the possession just starts. And the calmness to pass back to Hunter Morse, who can send it deep. That is exactly how you just, as you said, choke the life out of the game.
Deacon touches it wide. Todd makes a run. Can't catch up to it. Detroit City FC looking for the knockout blow.
I'll tell you what, if this holds, Neil, what a regional final we're going to have. A good old-fashioned Detroit versus Ohio matchup for a chance to go to the national semifinal. And equally as impressive, Detroit City FC is about 8 minutes, including stoppage time, away from improving their record to 4-1 in playoff games at Keyworth Stadium. And the one they lost was in penalties in the national semifinals.
Charlie Adams to throw it in. Ball played to the top of the D. Michael Pimlott poked it away for a second. Hutton wide. Chrysler couldn't come through with it. But Eli Goldman did have to retreat. And over on the far side, Juan Luis just closed off. There's nothing more to really say. Buono on the other end of the smoke. And he will be called for the foul with that left hand.
You always like the way the smoke hangs in this humid air.
It is an impressive sight. One of the very best sights in American soccer.
You know, it's as if the soccer gods themselves want to swaddle this place and just blanket it.
As I've always said, pound for pound, the best sports fans in all of Detroit. Another amazing night here in Keyworth as we are in stoppage time.
We should have 5 minutes of stoppage time, Neil, and I'm going to go one further. I'm going to take away pound for pound. I don't think there's a group that is more loyal to their team through thick and thin than those people across the way.
Max Todd to Cyrus Sadie.
How special must this be for Cyrus and Seb, guys that have been here since the beginning, that have won a region championship here, to be back at the precipice again. And here comes George Chamakov.
Chamakov will come into the match. He will get a nice ovation, no doubt. Danny Deacon will come out. And a yellow card in the meantime has been issued to Justin Oliver. Frustration getting the better of him. Chamakov in.
We're going to go again on Sunday, folks. And
1
it's gonna be
p.m.,
fun.
the opening kick. Make sure you're here. We'll also be here with a Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Happy to have you along. Morse plays it up to the middle. Cyrus turns, plays it back to the keeper. Jadida. Jadida recovers. Sadie gives chase. The waning moments of this one. The cakes are on the griddle here in Keyworth Stadium. Sunday, 1 p.m., Cleveland SC, Detroit City FC, and John, the old Rust Belt Derby will decide a region champion.
Wouldn't have it any other way. You know what? The score line will say Sean Lawson 22 minutes and Max Todd 80. But this match was won by the unselfish play for the first 45 that were a clinic in possession, that were a clinic in ball control and unselfish play, setting up teammates and wearing down Minneapolis City, dividends that would pay later in this match as City was able to exert itself, take advantage of a fortunate handball in the box, and salt home the win.
Here's Chamakoff on the left side. Won't be long now. Pimlott. That ball played over the line.
Won't be long now, and this fan base will be rewarded with another trip to the regional championship game. They won so much more. Got to get through Cleveland SC first. Starting to preview that matchup, I think a lot of it will be determined by whether City can have this kind of control and possession, and also by the physical standard that whoever officiates the final on Sunday will allow to stand. We saw earlier today Cleveland SC, a very physical team, also a team that is very vulnerable if they consider the officiating not to be correct. That's something Detroit City can take advantage of. What was it, 8 or 9 players ended the match on a booking for Cleveland SC, and one was sent off for 2 yellows. So how that match is refereed, who can control possession, big factors.
The whistle sounds, and we will see you on Sunday at 1 p.m. The NPSL Midwest Regional Championship final is set. Detroit City FC, Cleveland SC, after a 2-0 City win over Minneapolis City SC.
So the stage is set, Neil Rule. City with a professional performance. Max Todd and Sean Lawson getting the job done. And the man of the match, Tendai Jadida, who had an excellent game and weathered the storm, really helped City weather the storm from about 65 to 75 minutes. And Jadida, a great job.
And that man, like a hotel room at 1 p.m., a clean sheet for Hunter Morse. And that has been the prescription for success all season long. It continues so here in the playoffs at historic Keyworth Stadium. So, John, the biggest thing for everybody, Cleveland SC, Detroit City FC, recover, rehydrate, and get ready to kick it at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
You've earned your way there. Both of those teams prove they belong there. They both bring decidedly different ways that they play. It'll be a nice battle of wills, a nice battle of styles. There'll be some key determining factors, but we end at the beginning. Detroit and Cleveland, the rivalry that was for so many years the early part of the NPSL, rekindles here for a chance to win a region title.
Sean Lawson got it going in the 22nd minute, and Max Todd was the closer. When you add it all up, it's a 2-0 City win. Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m., we will do it all again. Everything on the table. A regional championship up for grabs. Max Todd converted the penalty that essentially closed this match out. And John, I know I talked about it to you a little bit, liking it to a UFC fight, but that is exactly what happened. This match went to the mat after that, and it was a submission in the 90th minute for Minneapolis City SC.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not the hugest UFC fan, but in the fights I've watched, when you go to ground and you're taking the ground and you're that fighter in the defensive position, there's only so many times you can get that guard up and keep the body shots from happening. And for a lot of this match, especially in the first half, Minneapolis City SC was down on the ground, couldn't guard it, and in the end, the tap out.
So 2-0 the final score here from historic Keyworth Stadium. 1 p.m., Cleveland SC, Detroit City FC. We will kick it at that time. We'll be back with the Watch City stream brought to you by Baker College. From our broadcast partner, John Krieger, our entire crew, my name is Neil Rule. One final time, DCFC, a 2-0 victory. We'll see you on Sunday, everybody. Pour the mimosas. Thank you for watching. Well, see you later.